The intent of this video is to show you how to use Notability, create a file or upload a file, annotate that document while you're speaking so that the voiceover can be recorded and kept so that when you bring it into Google Drive and upload it into Schoology, which I'll show you in a moment, your students can then upload that into Notability and listen to your voice while you work through a particular document. I'm in my unfiled notes. Many of you probably have different folders within Notability. I'm going to do this in an unfiled folder. On the top right, I'm going to choose to download, and I'm going to take this from Google Drive, go through my folders. I'm going to choose an old document from physics, and we'll choose kinematics worksheets, and we'll just pull up a worksheet, an old review worksheet. It's going to ask if I want to create a new note. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to import that note. And once it has done so, next to the document it will say open, and it will open in Notability. Again, you don't have to use a worksheet. I just want you to know this feature is available. So if you have worksheets that you want to speak over and allow students to hear your thought process in solving the various problems or whatever worksheet you're working through, you can also just pull up a blank document in Notability and practice this as well. Now on the top of Notability is a microphone button. I'm going to go ahead and hit that button. And once I've done that, now it is recording my voice. And so I can go ahead and annotate the document while I'm speaking. In fact, I'm going to try and do that even better. I wrote that out, but now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to write BGHS while I'm speaking. And then I'm going to go ahead and stop the microphone. At this point, if I wanted to, I can continue writing. And I've done this before where I solved the rest of the problem, or I personally was doing the problem and had to use a calculator and I didn't want the downtime on the audio. And then you can go back and continue recording. Once I am done with this, I want you to see what it looks like. If I hit the down arrow and I hit play, if you notice my letters got softer in color. And when I hit play, and once I've done that, now it is recording my voice. And so I can go ahead and annotate. It will actually write over while I'm speaking the document while I'm speaking. In fact, I'm going to try and do that even better. I wrote that out, but now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to write BGHS while I'm speaking. And then I'm going to go ahead. So I was able to even listen to my audio in advance. I think one of the hardest things is listening to yourself speak and being a perfectionist that I am. But again, if we're trying to create some environments where students can hear our thought process, doing this in practice for both e-learning and honestly making these available for our students at any time that we're teaching, I think is a valuable resource for our students. Once I've done the whole worksheet and I've recorded my audio, I'm going to upload this document and I'm going to upload it to Google Drive. I'm going to choose a folder that I'm going to save it to. In this case, I'm going to choose video tutorials, and but before I do that, I'm going to go back and I want to make sure that the format of the file, most of us have it set for PDF because we're just giving students written work. If we want them to be able to hear our narrative and our speaking, we need to be in a note file for Notability. So I made sure I touched note. So it says note file. Again, I got to fix the folder that I was going to go to. I'm going to go to video tutorials. I'm going to export that. I'm going to hit send to Google Drive. And now it should be in Google Drive. And now I'm looking at my computer and I'm logged into Google Drive. The folder that I chose to save this to was video tutorials. I'm going to pull that up. And if you notice there's an option to unzip this file, you don't need to do that in this case. Our goal right now is simply going to be to download this so that we can put it into Schoology. You could probably do this right in Schoology itself. This is a process that I've just done it. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to download it. And when I download it, it's at the bottom of my screen here, or it's in my downloads folder, or several of us have it go right to our desktop. And now I'm going to go to Schoology, and I'm going to upload this into one of my courses. I'm going to add materials. I'm going to add a file. Hit File. I'm going to take this and drag it right into that box, and I'm going to hit Add. Now, at the bottom, here's my file. It is a note file, and I'm not going to be able to preview this necessarily on my computer, but it will now be available for our students on Schoology. So I'm going to bring you back over to my iPad and show you what it would look like for students. So now as a student, you're going to go to Schoology, and you can do this as an instructor as well. When I go to Schoology, the default will be selecting the class. I'm going to go ahead and select the class that I put it into. I had put it at the very bottom. I'm going to click on this. Now when you click on this, it says unable to view the file, and that's because you need to now upload it or share it with Notability. And so when I choose that button on the top right, it's going to say copy to Notability, create new note. I'm going to import that, and it's actually going to bring me right into Notability and right into our file. This is what our students would do so that they can actually look at the worksheet and hear the audio. And for them to hear the audio, they're going to go ahead and hit play. Button. And once I've done that, now it is recording my voice. And so I can go ahead and... So they now have your audio as you are writing, and they can see you writing while you are speaking. This is a way for you as a teacher to go ahead and annotate documents in Notability, to save those to Google Drive, again making sure it is a Notability file. And then on your computer, you can go into Google Drive and download that file and upload it into Schoology. For those that are familiar with Schoology, or again, this could be used with any platform, you may be able to go right into Schoology and import it directly from Google Drive. But the key of this video is to show how do we take something from Notability with the audio, put it into our Google Drive, and you can upload it then into any format or any learning management system that you particularly choose.